Welcome to this lecture on research methodology. Today, we are going to explore a foundational topic known as problem identification. If you are completely new to research, you might think that scientists just walk into a lab and start mixing chemicals or collecting data. But in reality, the most crucial part of any successful project happens before a single piece of data is ever collected. We have to know exactly what we are looking for. By the end of this video, you will understand how to take a vague, everyday curiosity and transform it into a precise, measurable, and actionable research question. Let us dive in and see how this works. To understand what problem identification is, let us start with a simple, everyday analogy. Imagine you are feeling unwell and you decide to visit a doctor. You would never just walk into the clinic and demand random medications without explaining your symptoms first. The doctor must carefully listen to you, run some tests, and figure out exactly what is wrong before prescribing any treatment. In the world of academic and scientific study, this exact same diagnostic process is known as problem identification. It is the very first and most critical step where a researcher figures out exactly what specific issue, gap, or question needs to be addressed before starting the actual work. Now that we have an intuitive understanding, let us look at the formal definition. Formally, problem identification is the systematic process of recognizing, defining, and isolating a specific area of concern or a practical challenge that requires investigation. It involves moving from a broad, general area of interest down to a highly specific, actionable research question. A well-identified problem clearly states the current situation, the desired situation, and the gap between them that the research intends to close. Ultimately, this process transforms a vague curiosity into a structured, measurable, and researchable statement that will guide your entire methodology. Understanding the definition naturally leads us to how we actually find these gaps. This step requires extensive reading of existing literature. Why is this so important? Because you need to ensure that the problem you want to study has not already been fully solved by someone else. By thoroughly reviewing what other scientists have already published, you can locate a genuine gap in existing knowledge. This ensures your research will contribute something new and valuable to the field, rather than just duplicating past scientific efforts. It is about finding the exact boundary of human knowledge and taking one step beyond it. With the literature reviewed, we must recognize why getting this step right is absolutely crucial. The importance of this concept cannot be overstated because a research project is only as good as the problem it attempts to solve. If a researcher fails to identify the problem correctly, they will waste immense amounts of time, money, and resources answering the wrong question. Without a clearly defined problem, the subsequent steps of research design, data collection, and analysis will completely lack direction and purpose. This ultimately leads to useless conclusions that do not help anyone. Getting this right is the foundation of everything that follows. Beyond academic research, let us see how this applies in the real world. In real-world industries, such as pharmaceuticals or engineering, problem identification is a matter of survival. Identifying the exact point of failure in a complex system is what allows companies to innovate and fix critical issues. For example, if a new drug is failing in trials or a bridge is showing stress fractures, engineers and scientists cannot just guess what is wrong. They must systematically identify the exact problem. This ensures that millions of dollars and thousands of hours are spent solving actual operational issues rather than chasing symptoms. Having seen its real-world importance, we can now look at how to measure a problem objectively. While problem identification is largely a logical and qualitative process, we can actually represent the core concept of a problem using a simple mathematical model. In applied research and systems theory, a problem is fundamentally defined as the measurable gap between what we want to happen and what is actually happening. By assigning variables to our current reality and our desired reality, we can express this gap mathematically. This helps us quantify the magnitude of the issue and creates a clear, objective target for our research methodology. This brings us to the mathematical representation of our concept. The formula is P equals SE minus SA. Let us break down where this comes from and what each symbol means. The variable P represents the magnitude of the problem or the research gap. The symbol SE stands for the expected state, which is the ideal or theoretical condition we want to achieve. The symbol SA represents the actual state, which is the current, flawed, or incomplete reality we are observing. If the actual state is exactly equal to the expected state, the value of P becomes 0, meaning there is no problem to research. However, as the actual state falls further behind the expected state, the magnitude of the problem P grows, indicating a stronger need for research and intervention. Now that we have our formula, let us apply it to a concrete example. A smartphone manufacturing company expects its assembly line to produce phones with a battery life of exactly 24 hours. This is our expected state. However, recent customer complaints indicate the phones are only lasting for 18 hours. This is our actual state. We are asked to identify and quantify the core problem. We choose the state gap equation because it perfectly models this deficit. We substitute 24 for the expected state and 18 for the actual state. Subtracting 18 from 24 gives us 6. This final answer means the identified problem is a 6-hour deficit in battery performance. The research team now has a highly specific target, finding what causes this exact 6-hour drain. Let us look at another example, this time in an academic setting. A university researcher notes that the National Educational Standard requires students to score an average of 85 points on a test. This is our expected state. However, students taking classes exclusively online are scoring an average of only 72 points. This is our actual state. The researcher needs to define the problem magnitude to justify a grant proposal. Again, we use the state gap equation to find the exact shortfall. We substitute 85 for the expected state and 72 for the actual state. Subtracting 72 from 85 gives us 13. This mathematically identifies the problem. There is a 13-point performance gap in online mathematics education. This undeniable numerical proof justifies the need for the research study. Having calculated the gap in 2 different scenarios, let us visualize exactly what this looks like. On the screen, you are seeing a clear schematic diagram of the problem identification concept. At the very top, we have a green block representing the expected state, or SE. This is where we want to be. At the bottom, we have a red block representing the actual state, or SA. This is where we currently are. The large blue arrow pointing upwards from the actual state to the expected state represents the problem, or the research gap, P. This diagram teaches us that research is the vehicle that drives us upward, closing the distance between our flawed current reality and our ideal target. Now that we can visualize and calculate this gap, we must understand how it guides our next steps. A specific, quantified problem statement provides an undeniable purpose for the entire project. Instead of vaguely researching batteries or online education, the focus shifts entirely to finding the root causes of that specific 6-hour or 13-point gap. With the problem clearly identified, researchers can now design a highly targeted methodology. Every experiment, survey, and data analysis technique will be chosen specifically to discover why this exact gap exists and how to successfully close it. We have reached the end of our topic, so let us summarize the most important ideas. First, problem identification is the foundational step of any research endeavor, transforming a vague issue into a precise, actionable question. Second, we learned that a problem can be mathematically defined as the measurable gap between an expected state and an actual state. Finally, by clearly defining this gap, you ensure that all your subsequent efforts in data collection and analysis are perfectly targeted. You have now covered the full topic of problem identification. Mastering this skill guarantees that you will always be solving the right problem, saving you immense time and resources in your future career.